Welcome to the questionnaire.
Hope everybody will enjoy.
Are we recording?
Don't have questions.
On the questionnaire.
I just started.
The Questionnaire podcast.
Paying strict attention.
This incredible podcast.
The questionnaire.
Rated PG-13.
Are you okay up there? Well, I mean, really, I think that's debatable, yeah? We're doing way better over here at the questionnaire, though. It's season 3. Yeah, season 3. Right there. Right there. Season 3, folks. And that's what's up. Yeah, and I've been loving it, man. We've had, I don't know how many quests came out before this Halloween special dropped, but that's what we're doing. We're going to get our first pancon on for this season. And, man, it is definitely a Halloween special. And, ooh, even with all the tech issues, and this is why I love this dealing with artists and comic book side of thing more than anything, because they're all great individuals, man, right? Because we got Leandro in the house, we got Loc in the house, we got Chrissy in the house, we got Shiro in the house, and we got Mike in the house. And I had to introduce you all fast because, like, y'all, like, she's OP. I want to, like everybody's gonna be done before the intro's done. How is everyone?
Good. New brush. We're doing okay. We're just waiting for this to start.
I just started it. Sure. What did you? What I? Just gonna start throwing things, man. Whatever. Right. I hope you all checked it out, though. Like I said, the past few quests. If you checked out the first episode of season 1, you can catch Chrissy Wiseman with Vincent Pereira. We got into a better place. You can go check that out and get all that information. Find that out, man. I don't wait. Oh, I thought I had it behind me, Mike. You know, Mike, I tell you, this show needs to start making money because it's costing me a lot. Because I go in and be like, oh, man, that's a really dope cover. Picked up Conan, and then I've read it. And now I'm like, I need these graphic novels. And that's your fault, Mike.
Well, I've only...
people.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're enjoying it. It's good stuff.
Well, no, dude. If it wasn't for seeing that cover in it Mages, I probably would have never picked up that book.
Well, that's nice of you to say. I hope you're enjoying the book. It's good stuff. It's never been in better hands. Like, I've only gotten to do a few covers and a short story, but you know, I feel like the property is in very good hands with Jim Zub and the whole crew at Heroic Signatures and at Titan Comics. Yeah, man, it's a good time to be a Conan fan for sure.
I mean, I agree, dude. It's been really good. I need to pick up some more, but yeah. But hey, just so we're clear, we're on here. We're doing some sketching. Yeah, everybody is sketching SpongeBob characters in some kind of costume, and we're gonna see what all comes of that. I'm very curious, right? I see. Leandro is obviously going with Patrick because.
The best character of the show.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. And out of everyone here, man, you're the only one that's never been on the questionnaire. You know that? Leandro?
He is overcome with emotion.
Sorry.
Hey, look, that's the thing. Sometimes when I'm doing this, like this one, I realize it's like, dude, stop distracting me. I'm drawing. I mean, it's true. You know, what just happened?
Who did we just lose?
We just lost him.
Yeah, we just lost him. Could be an internet thing.
All right. So hopefully Alejandro will be right back, and then I'm going to make Larry do a quick edit. Shout out to Larry, our new editor, who you'll see coming up on a quest here soon. He's going to be like, dude, I'm going to kill you for this. I'm going to be like, look, there's tech issues sometimes. All right?
Sometimes. Yeah, daytime and nighttime.
Look, Shiro, I don't want to hear it. All right? I need a drink, and I don't have anything but this water.
Water is a drink?
That's not. How you gonna wait? And I gotta pick on Chrissy. Chrissy, I gotta pick on you for a minute. Because just a little bit before this, you did another podcast. What was it? It brew what?
The Brew Gooders.
And they weren't drinking brew during this. Is that like sincerely? There was no beer on hand during this podcast?
I wouldn't have drank it anyway. I don't like beer.
Well, I know that's fine. I mean, you could brew whiskey, you could brew wine, you could brew all kinds of things. I'm just saying, when you say brew, that's what I think. You know, I feel like that's false advertisement. Yeah. I mean, it is. It is. Yeah. Chrissy, is Leandro saying anything in the Discord? And am I butchering his name repetitively?
He says, I was talking for a few minutes and the sound wasn't coming out. My internet disconnected. Let me fix it. Sorry, haha. I'll be right back.
All right. So, Shiro, I'm annoying everybody that really works for the questionnaire right now, and as part of it, because like Larry's gonna have a whole issue with editing. Shiro's gonna have to make an extra layout. And then Larry's gonna be like, dude, really? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's like that sometimes, Larry. It really, really is, man. It's the comic book biz. If there isn't madness, you're not in it far enough to, yeah. How far you guys think you got to get into the comic book biz before it gets like kind of crazy?
5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're about 3 years and into the third season, and Lord knows there's been plenty of madness over here at the questionnaire. And I still think, Loc, should I release that after bit? What do you think?
It's your call if you're comfortable with it. I mean, it's a lot of it's a lot of personal info. If you're comfortable with that, then I don't see why not, right?
Part of me is like, let's put this out there to bit. The other part of me is like, she'll see it and
But
try to take me back to court. Not that that worked well the first time for, anybody but me and my boy. But that's neither here nor there, man. It's one of them things, right? You're doing, are you recovering all right, Loc?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. It's just it's just trying to get all the gigs and everything as much as I can in for this year. Then everything will be starting spring next year, so I can ride on that. You know what I mean? So a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I'm sure it's the same with Mike there too. I start noticing a bunch of covers and start asking my local comic shop to start pulling the Conan stuff for me too. So that's something cool that I can't wait for, especially when Jim writes it, right?
Yeah, Jim's really killing it, man. He's doing amazing things with the character.
Yeah. He's bringing back all the stuff that I remember, the Savage Sword book, those magazines. He's just bringing all that back, and it's just like, oh yeah, I'll start picking that up. It's like, yeah.
Well, he's doing some interesting stuff. Like he a character like Conan. What a lot of people don't realize is Conan is actually older than Superman. He's actually older than like he's the original sword and sorcery character, really. And he and because of that, you have fandom that is aged but also brand new. So you have people that are, there's people who discovered Conan for the first time in those books. There's people who discovered Conan for the first time in the 80s movie or in the 90s cartoon or in the comic books or whatever. And what's amazing with what Jim is doing is he's bringing in all of those fandoms together as if they're all important. So like in the comics right now, one of the items that is featured very heavily is the fangs of Set, which is like the dagger that King Osric throws into the log in the movie, when he's talking about his daughter, being kidnapped by this snake cult, and that item is now in the comic book. So he's bridging all the different Conan fandoms into a very cohesive world. And yeah, man, it's just been an absolute pleasure to work on. The story that I got to illustrate for Savage Sword was actually the 100th anniversary of Robert E. Howard's, who's the creator of Conan. It's the 100th anniversary of his first ever published story, which was called Spear and Fang. And it was actually about a Cro-Magnon man and his wife, and the enemy. The enemy in the story is, it's Neanderthal people. So it's people of a lower in the evolutionary scale. These were fairly new ideas back then, and so the story that Jim has told is called Fang and Spear, and it is basically a riff on those characters, but in the current storyline of Conan, which is all about the snake people and Set and all that stuff. So it's really been kind of cool to get to work on that story. I got to design the character from scratch, and all the characters and the villains and stuff, and it was a really kind of amazing challenge. But yeah, I hope I get to do more because it was a blast.
That's cool. Is that issue's out or no? Not yet.
Yeah, it's issue 10. It came out last month. I think it was on the September 3rd. So it's the issue that'll probably be currently on the stands. I actually got to do an exclusive cover for it for the Ottawa Comic Con. I was looking for a partner to do the a retail partner to do one with me, and I had a couple people lined up, but the timing was getting a little sketchy. So I decided to try Ottawa Comic Con, and they agreed to doing it. So this is the cover that I did for issue 10. My story, so nice. My story is the middle story. I'm sandwiched between two giants. The first story was written by Jim Zub and illustrated by Doug Braithwaite out of the UK. And then the last story is also a Jim Zub story, but it's illustrated by Robert de la Torre from Spain, who's the current heavy hitter on Conan. And mine is a little 12-page story that tucks in right in the middle. And my first time kind of doing sequentials on a known property, a very well-known property like Conan. So it was a big thrill for me. And it may never happen again. And then if this is the only shot I got, I gave it my best shot given the time that I had. But it was I was pretty pleased with it. And so the cool thing about this exclusive is I actually had to make it in such a way that there's a sketch cover on the back. So I basically want to create for myself a product that not only, has a fresh new cover, but also it's all printed on matte paper. I wish it was a little bit heavier, a little bit of a better paper, but it's on decent paper that can take pencil, ink, and wash pretty well. It's not super thick, but I just throw a sheet of paper in between and then I can work on it. But this will be available at all the shows affiliated with Ottawa Comic Con. So Montreal, Winnipeg, Quebec City, which I think was just the past weekend. And they also do one on Laval in Quebec as well. But yeah, it's kind of fun. So I have a supply of these at home, and then they have them at the merch shop at their events. So it was good fun.
That's dope. Quick pause. Chrissy, he said anything?
He just that he'll be right back.
I didn't. All right. But hey, Mike, back to I think that's awesome because this is a point I've made on the show as far as a book will have, especially if you get some of the big two books, here's 20 variant covers.
Yeah.
Part of me's always been like, that seems excessive, especially when, and I've said this in the past, some of the covers that are like the real 1 in 50, 1 in 100, or whatever. I look at those and I'm like, why would you not just get a blank cover and go pay the artist the amount you would pay for that 1 in 100 or 1 in 50 and have a 1 in 1?
Yeah, well, that was my idea too. And they don't make a lot of Conan blanks. And so my thinking was this would be an item that other artists would also like, because Conan, the older comic book artists that I know, like Loc will know a bunch of guys like that I'm referencing, Hugh Rook. Well, Hugh as well.
Hugh.
There's lots of guys I know who are Conan guys who would probably love to have these books. for a chance to draw some Conan stuff. And I tried to. My only regret is I made the logo is standard size, but I wish I had made it smaller to just give a little bit more room to draw. But it's most of the cover, and I've been able to do some nice kind of portraits and some a couple of action sequences and things. But I feel like it's the kind of thing that other artists would like to buy as well, which is why I wanted to team up with the retailer, either stateside or in Canada, so that like local artists could buy them too, and get a chance to draw some Conan stuff on white paper. Normally they do those funny, different colored paper stock, which can be hit or miss in terms of drawing on them. But I wanted to go with just a crisp white. I was hoping it would be more like the heavy metal blanks, which were nice Bristol board blanks. They're beautiful to draw on. I was hoping they were going to go more of that kind of quality with this, but you know what? It's okay. I'll make do. I've got about 100 copies of these blank ones I basically plan to have them for years to come, so that I can always have them at shows and conventions. And I never mind drawing Conan stuff, so I get requests. And then the cool thing is they get a sketch on this book, which they can display, or they can display the cover on the back, which is my work, but it's also got my story on the inside too. So it's kind of a nice little evergreen product for me if I end up going to new conventions or places I've never been before. It's a chance to to get my cover art and also my sequentials in the same breath, so
Yeah, no, man, that's really cool, and I really like that idea just because it embraces that side of it too. As far as you can get both, and I always like once I got more back into it, which has been years ago at this point. I couldn't even like 5-6 years when I really got back into comics like I was. I found out about the whole blank cover thing, and that was one of the coolest things to me as far as covers, because you literally have a 1-in-1 cover, and no one's ever
yeah.
gonna have it. Oh, and as far as Hugh, yeah, I was actually talking to Hugh. Next time we do one of these, which hopefully doesn't have as many edits in it, hopefully Hugh will be joining us, man. He just
I'm sure he will. Yeah, I'm sure he'd love to join us. Absolutely.
That's the thing when you're trying to do one of these shows like this, where it's like, hey, let's get 5 artists together. That's especially during con season, because it's con season. I mean, yeah, like Chrissy, you just got back from Chronicon, so thankfully you got back from Chronicon, might I add.
Yeah. There were issues.
Sounded like quite the adventure getting home. Yeah.
Jeez. Never.
Mike, real quick.
Yeah.
Do I order the blank directly from my LCS, or do I have to go directly to Titan?
So you'd have to go for the blank that I did.
Yeah.
You would have to get them from me, or you could get them from the Comic-Con. So
right.
so I can hook you up with some
perfect
after the show or whatever. Yeah, man.
After the show. Yep.
I got them available in my shop right now.
Oh, do you? Okay. That's
yeah.
great.
The price range is there from like blank to also different levels of commissions on them. But I'll give you a discount code so you can order that after the show.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I always end up with like 3 copies of the blank just in case, because I like bringing them along to the shows and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Right?
All I know is, Loc, right now you're bringing something to life from my boy's imagination, and I think that's awesome. Look, it was a conversation with my son that caused this, and it's funny, I'm going to end up showing him this, and he's probably going to go, now, Daddy, do a Pokemon one, and I'm going to be like, crap. Yeah.
That one I would probably have to sit out only because I don't know them very, very well.
I drew enough of these already.
Dude, look, when things changed drastically for me, I ended up showing my boy the first classic episode of Pokemon, like the original from the 90s.
Okay.
It all went
He,
downhill from there.
look, his bed is nothing but Pokemon stuffed animals now. Like that's all. That's all it is. Like, got the Charizard, the Bulbasaur, the Venusaur, big old, like, 3 different size Pikachus. One of them's a pillow, one of them's, like, massive, one of them's just, like, a little standard. Like, yeah. Yeah. And I'll tell you, as far as collecting communities, I way prefer the comic book one to the Pokemon one.
Hmm.
Oh, and yeah. It's because look, when I'm in Walmart and I see a person and you can tell they are doing nothing but buying everything off the shelf just so they can go sell it instantly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That 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 it 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 irks me in the wrong way where I'm like, I just need to walk away right now because
Yep.
I don't need to say something because it's going to end up they're going to say something. I'm going to be like, listen, and I'm going to grab something out of the cart and walk away.
Yep.
Yeah, go pay for it and be like,
Now
no,
you're
it's
gonna say,
mine.
look
See,
over there. No. He's gonna keep eye contact, pick it out of the cart.
yeah, I just think it's weird when people turn something like that into something completely about monetary gain without having any appreciation. And I mean, this happens in the comic book industry too. As
Oh
far
yeah.
as people being collectors, but they have no actual appreciation for the art, for the story, for the work put in to create that. And that drives me batty.
Oh yeah. I've
Why?
done free sketches for people at conventions and then seen them show up on eBay later that day. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
some people come to the
EBay.
table with the high intentions of like, I'm a big fan and oh my god, I can't believe you're here and oh man, I wish I had more money though. I wonder if I'd love to get like a Spider-Man sketch and I'll be like, I'll do a head sketch for you or something, man. I might even supply the blank cover and do a nice Spider-Man headshot on it or something like that. And then it'll be on eBay that night. And I think, man, it's
It's
people
for
like
my
that.
daughter. How do you spell that? EBA.
Yeah.
I'm laughing, but I'm crying on the inside.
It happens and it's fine. It's just I don't know. I just feel like I want to create something of value and a memorable experience for somebody. So I don't often refuse requests at shows. If I get a good instinct from somebody, but yeah, man, there's people out there that abuse that kindness, and that's the same as all things in life, though.
Yeah,
And that's always so frustrating.
say what, Chrissy?
So that crap's frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if I just can't imagine talking to an artist that like and being like, I don't blah blah, and they still whip something up, and then my first thought being, I'm gonna go put that on eBay. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a piece right behind me that I don't know, Mike. What do you think that piece would catch?
My Swamp Things do pretty good on eBay sometimes.
Yeah.
Man.
Right.
Oh, I don't even want to look most of the time. I just get sad when I go to eBay and I see what people are selling of mine, especially the really old stuff. Because like old artwork, will live on the internet and haunt you for the rest of your life, right? And so
Isn't that?
when you see stuff on eBay that you did 15 years ago and you did it for $5 at the time, and it didn't mean much, but it just had to get done, and you had a million of them to do, and so like there's a couple of real bad ones out there that are people are trying and they're flipping them for like $300 and $400 for like a sketch card or something, and I think this is just madness. Like but yeah, I
You
don't
make
know.
me feel like with that statement, I could get like 500 out of that. I just want to point out because that piece is beautiful. I
Oh
do
man,
want to
if
make
you ever
clear.
get hungry enough, to do it, you have my blessing. I don't get mad when I see that because as much as it may sting from a personal level, especially if I felt like I did something very personalized or had a good connection with that customer. I at the end of the day, it's the free market, and people run into hard times and people run into situations where they got to sell that thing that they never thought they'd ever want to sell. But sometimes, when it happens the day of, you're kind of like, okay, so I just got suckered in again.
Yeah. Mike, if you see that piece for sale somewhere, I don't know what happened, but it was worse than what happened in the past
Yeah.
year. And that's and if that happens to me, they're not gonna see Squidward as the Joker. They're gonna see the unknown factor as the Joker. And I think that might be worse than the actual Joker. So let's just keep that not happening, So
Yeah.
no. No, because I mean that as far as I'm concerned, that piece will always be a part of the background of the show as long as the show runs. Now I got I've changed it up a little. I got 6 comics here, and those will probably intermittently change here and there to and from. But that's
Yeah.
to represent what I'm currently reading and guests on and all of that. But no, Mike, that because God, you drew that in season 1 on the first. It's funny, you realize, Mike, you drew that the first time that I attempted to put one of these together.
Yep. I remember.
It didn't turn out so well. Again, yes.
Yeah, we had some technical issues, but
No, it wasn't.
I wasn't a person that time. That was good.
It wasn't.
I wasn't to blame.
No, it wasn't technical issues, man. It was scheduling issues because it was the fact that was the very beginning of the show, and it's one of those things that, hey, trying to get 5 people. Look, try to get 5 people, period, to meet at a certain time and all get together for one activity, right? Does anybody for anybody that plays D&D? I'm pretty sure you know how difficult that can be.
Oh yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Shut up, Shiro.
Absolutely.
I look 4 hours, okay, Shiro, 4 hours.
I'm just agreeing with you. Stop telling me to shut up. Don't ask us for our opinion and then telling me to shut up all the time.
You know that was a poke at the thing and the thing and the thing and the other thing.
We just had a discussion about that last night when you were watching a video. Okay, that is sexual harassment. Poking me. That will not stand for it.
The conversation that I was having while I was doing the sexual harassment training for the new job that I just started.
Ah.
I'm like, I
That
don't think
lasted
this.
long.
Yeah. Like, this would not fly at my job based on this training right now. What are you gonna do? Loc. Oh.
What's wrong?
That's just my dude. No, because of what this conversation started for, and look, I'm pretty sure. Wait,
It's a sketch.
but yeah, that was without naming names. Yeah, that was a while ago, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about now. Leandro, man, are you good? You're having problems. It wouldn't be a true quest if there wasn't some kind of tech issue. I mean, just being honest. Like, have any of y'all ever been on a show where there weren't at least a little bit of tech issue?
Heck, my own
Oh, yeah.
show always has tech issues.
Yeah, there's always something. We got, Canada has like 3 hamsters running on a wheel to power the entire country's internet. So once in a
Is
while,
it
those
3? I thought we were down to 2.
we might be down to 2. I know the one is real tired, so I sort of feel like we have times when it's pretty grim. Like, yeah.
Nice pun, Mike.
Of course.
No, on a good day, we have like this one really big guinea pig.
Yeah. And we give him a few drops of Red Bull, and away he goes.
Why are y'all abusing hamsters up there?
Guinea pigs. The hamsters are very well treated. The guinea pig is abused.
Oh no! Like first, Larry's gonna hate Ed in this. Andre's just gonna be popping in and out, like, and then like at some point the whole picture's gonna be done. And I gotta book you for your own quest at some point. I want to point out. Talk to Scott. If he doesn't book you, I'll throw something from Indiana at Canada. Because according to my boy, no, look, I got to get into this because this show only happened because of my son's thoughts. But I was driving to school this morning, and since I have several Canadians on this particular show,
Brady collects them.
I do, man. I collect Canadians like people collect Pokemon cards sometimes. You know what I mean? And yeah, for real. That's what we're doing over here at the Quest, right? And it's because it's Canada, so y'all are just firing cannons up there all the time, right? All right, Paul's. Larry's gonna be like, "I'm gonna murder you." Oh, that's dope, Leandro. What's good, man? Are you good?
No.
Like, I don't.
Yeah. Yes, I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
I hate my internet. Sorry for that. Save me from Latin America now.
It's good, man. I mean, am I butchering your name? Pronounce your name for me one more time, so I'm not butchering it through the rest of this. Wait, Leandro. See, I'm adding shit. Man,
my name? You say my name?
Yes.
Leandro, yes, it's good. It's good.
Leandro. All right.
Leandro is good. Yeah.
Leandro. All right. Back to that. Larry, thanks for cutting this, and I am sorry for how difficult this was to edit, but it's been a heck of a Halloween special. And we have, man, everybody just wanted to draw some Patrick today, I see. Right? Like,
Yes.
I love it.
Frankenstein.
Yeah. You got a Frankenstein Patrick, a Thing Patrick, a Hulk Patrick. And then...
Is there a Hulk Patrick, too?
Yeah, because Loc's over here just adding things because he's dope. There's a bunch... Look, it's a bunch of dope artists in here. There's a reason I have art from at least some of you and would put art from all of you in the background of the show. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I mean?
There's me.
What? What'd you say, Shiro?
And then there's me.
Well, you make the art that everybody sees during the show.
Yeah, you're on the show. I wouldn't buy your shit, but holy wow.
Your
art is sure on the show, Shiro.
Firstly, Shiro, I want to point out, was sent to me. What do you mean buy? All right, I'm on a budgie. Like, I'm trying to go support the Patreon, right? You can get into the Discord, right? And you could chat with all of these wonderful artists as well as a large collection of other people. I know there's some other things I gotta update on the Patreon. That is
It's so perfect.
Squidward fit that a little too well.
Yep, that's pretty awesome.
I
Yeah,
used the Mark Hamill version from the animated series too for the
Of course.
inspiration.
It's the
perfect.
best one.
Yeah, it is too, man. I think
Yes.
I seen somebody make a post talking about, can't we just get somebody to play the Joker? That's the kind of guy that'll sit at a table and just pet a puppy. And then somebody's like, we already have them, and showed a picture of Mark Hamill, and I was like, yeah, he did it. Yeah, sure.
Best Joker.
Oh yeah, yeah. Dude. Imagine if he would have gotten to play a live action one. Yeah, in Batman, actually. Like, imagine if that would have been him instead of Nicholson. I wonder what would have been.
The closest we got was him playing the trickster on the original Flash TV series.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that was
remember
a
that
lot of fun
actually.
watching him do
Also,
Who
that.
was and the trickster's really
I
just
have a question.
yeah.
you can't forget Cockknocker on Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
True. Yep.
That
That was a fun movie.
If YouTube
yeah.
is listening, she meant rooster blocker.
Whatever. Look, hey, that's why the intro says rated PG-13, or at least one of the ones that I'm getting ready to cut. I've got other stuff to cut, and this is why I'm so glad Larry's editing the video, and he's so mad at me for this whole quest already. I guarantee it. And the only reason he's gonna be like, the only reason I'm cool editing this, dude, is because it's really cool to watch all these artists draw. I'm like, I know, isn't it? Love you, Larry. Don't quit. This is the episode to test. Are you really down for editing videos for the questionnaire? Yeah? You wanna? And then he's gonna quit on me. Dude, can I
I
say,
believe in him.
I do too. Larry's been a great guy, man. But like I said, we got a quest coming up here in just a little while with him in season 3. You really, Shiro, I love the characters you picked. Like, and why, but like, what? That's,
Well, it's because Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are clearly based on Aquaman and Aqualad. So I figured, what if they were based on Namor instead? And it's 2 different Namor costumes.
I like it.
So of course, Mermaid Man is classic Namor when he wore nothing. But I was nice enough to let him keep his bra.
oh God.
Then there's Barnacle Boy trying to cover him up before he catches a cold.
Oh, that's great. And can I say, Patrick is the thing is terrifying, Mike.
Yeah.
Do you want someone that dense? That dense? You know what I mean?
He now
That's
no longer just lives under a rock, he is a rock.
oh, I didn't even think about that. Did you think about that in doing that, Mike?
No, honestly, I was just thinking in terms of shapes and the fact that, Patrick just wears shorts and the thing just wears shorts, and it just felt like a bit of a no-brainer. It was either that or kind of go with the Hulk and you turn the shorts into torn up pants.
Yeah.
Something like that. I had a couple other ideas though. Like I thought Plankton might make an appearance, and he may yet. I don't know, but I had like Plankton Von Doom in mind, which I thought would be kind of fun.
That's funny because that's one of the look, when me and my boy had this conversation, we were going through pretty much every SpongeBob character with some kind of iteration of something, and the one you just said
Yeah.
was one that Doom Plankton Von Doom or
Some of these just write themselves, they just write themselves. Like,
dude. Yeah, I don't know. I've never honestly searched the internet for combination of like SpongeBob and such and all of that. So I don't know what's out
You
there.
just get some AI generated slop if you do that now anyway. So.
I'm so tired.
I
This
don't.
week is 15 minutes.
Everybody just kind of cringed up a little when you said that, Mike.
Yeah. Well, it's the sad reality that we're in now.
No, well,
It's all
look,
over Facebook too.
I'm gonna like even man. And the thing about it is there are a lot of people that have certain ideas, whether you're a musician, whether you're trying to make a film, this or that or whatever. And a lot of those people at a level where it's like it's on a budget. And to prompt that
Yeah.
is so simple. Like to the point
Yep.
where like my brother, Mr. DKB, he's like, I've been playing around with this. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Right? Which is funny because we're Killa Factor, but he's the killer part, and I'm the factor. But I'm like, dude, I'm gonna kill you, right? like I can't do this for so many fundamental reasons.
Yep.
And the one, like, there's so many reasons not to use AI, like so many. The one that I think people don't talk about enough at all is the sheer amount of energy that it consumes.
Well, yeah. I mean, we basically live on Krypton as it is. We live on a planet that is we're destroying faster than we're restoring, and now we've decided to go into hyperdrive and use a technology that consumes our water at alarming rates. And yeah, man, they thought we had 30 years before. Now they don't actually have a picture anymore of how much time we have because it's gotten so bad. And no one cares because everyone wants an easy, cheap solution. And I understand. I understand. Believe me, I've been in the business for over 30 years, and I know I've worked with publishers who are big and publishers who are small, and I know the pain of budgetary limitations that a publisher faces, and I understand. And it doesn't excuse it, but it I understand it. I understand the world that we live in, and it sucks that it comes down to economics. It really does, but it does, unfortunately, and that's why being an artist and being an illustrator are two different things. And I don't know. I think we're in a weird place with this stuff. We never, my opinion, I've never shied away from it, but there are some incredible things that AI can probably do for us and bring to us, and there are we don't need it to make our art or write our poetry or do all the things that make us uniquely human. And we certainly don't need to destroy the earth at an accelerated rate while we're doing it for the fun profile pics and the nonsensical little video clips and kitschy nostalgic mashup bullshit that most people are using it to create. We don't need those things, and they were funny when people were drawing that stuff and coming up with it on their own, but I don't know, man. I worry about us as a species for having used it, but I really do worry about the young artists coming up who, not the old crusty ones like me that have been doing this for a long time. I've got established, collectors, and I've got established people that will probably always buy my stuff if I have something available. But it's the young artists coming up now who are no longer the special weird art kid in class. Now they're just competing with every other person that can operate this app or this AI. And I'll never use it for any reason unless I have to, unless there's no choice.
Look,
But
okay. Firstly, Mike, don't kill me for my next statement. Okay? That's all I ask is that you don't go, I'm never coming on that show again. But like I said, DKB was playing with it. And he's like, look at all this stuff. I've made all these, this, that, and all this stuff for the musical we do.
Sure.
And firstly, Eric is going to be making his cover for his next album because I have drilled through his head. Like, dude, look, you talk to Eric, you get this done. Like, I know for a fact he can make something doper than any of this AI crap. You can talk to him, you can revision. Like, it's a conversation. It's not you having. It's different, And I know this based on the fact of how many artists I deal with. But some of the stuff he's coming up with, I was like, let me just type in real quick the unknown factor. It's it's UF, not FU. Like that's my hashtag. Like it's UF, not FU. You can take that for however you want. I don't care because it's UF, not FU. And man, no, I don't ever want to deal with that crap again. After just like trying a couple times, and then I ended up sending him a message, and I'm like, look, dude, if I asked for this from an artist and they gave this back to me, I would have to hold back smacking them in the face.
Yeah, I've had recently, one was last year and one was last week. I had clients reach out. One was a new client at the time. This one that happened last week was someone I've known for a long time who is publishing their first book. And they reached out to me and they were like, yeah, we've got our cover art sorted and we want to get some interior illustrations and an illustration for the back of the book. And do you mind if I send you a PDF of like what we've done and see if you're interested in helping us out? And I said, sure. So they sent me the PDF, and the artwork that they used for the cover was AI generated. And I was like, well, I immediately won't be working with this person, but I'll play through and see what they want to do. And in the original case, I had someone who requested like a year ago it was actually for a cover. It was for a Turtles cover. And I love this customer. We've become pretty good friends. But they had this idea for an homage to Back to the Future. And they wanted Donatello standing outside of the Mandalorian, looking at his watch like Michael J. Fox is, in the movie poster that Drew Struzan.
DeLorean, not Mandalorian.
Sorry?
You said Mandalorian. You mean DeLorean.
Oh, I think I meant DeLorean. I don't think I said
you did, Mike. Yeah, you did. But you got Star Wars in the brain, man.
No,
So
never.
But just beat the shit out of this Mandalorian.
So the DeLorean standing outside the DeLorean, and just with the jacket on, like the puffy vest and all the whole thing. And he told me that's what he wanted, and I was like, okay, sure, I can probably work on that. And then he immediately followed that up with an AI generated image of exactly that. And I said, why did you send me this? He's like, well, I just wanted to show you, what my idea was. I said, you explained to me what your idea was, and that's good enough because that's how artists work. And I said, now that you've sullied my brain with this AI generated garbage, well, now we have to do something else because now I'm not going to fulfill your request because now I've seen this thing. And now that I've seen this thing, I can't unsee it. And it will now sully the creative process.
Yeah. Hey,
required.
Real quick.
Do this job properly.
Yeah, everybody pause. Man, Larry is gonna hate me. Leandro, you're gonna make my new editor like quit the show. Hey, Loc, can you unmute? Sorry, man. No, it causes an icon on the bottom of the video, and Larry is like
because I was running my airbrush. And I didn't wanna...
dude, just let it play, whatever, man. It looks sick. This is sorry, I don't mean Larry's gonna kill me, but I hope he goes through this and is like, hey, that was really dope. And yeah, I'm gonna work on things. Sometimes there's tech issues, and trust me, this is the reason I'm glad I'm not video editing again. Larry, I love you. We're gonna get and talking all his stuff here real shortly. As far as and a lot of other things, man, I'm gonna put it out there real quick right now. Larry works for Lunar.
Oh shit,
man!
That's why we gotta be nice to Larry.
Nobody's dropping. Go ahead.
Speaking of technical difficulties, I turned on my time lapse and it turned itself off. So now I don't have video of my fucking drawing. I just have the drawing.
Speaking of what I was just getting ready to say, is I was like, hey, nobody's dropped an F-bomb yet. But then Chrissy comes through with it.
Well, I'm pissed off. You didn't save the time
PG-13
lapse. Now I can't show the video of the drawing. I have to show the layers like last time. I'm so mad.
It's PG-13. We're allowed one F word, and there it was.
I specifically turned it on, and it turned itself off. I'm so mad.
Why would that turn itself off?
Maybe I accidentally clicked it twice, so I turned it on and turned it off, and I went too fast.
I'm gonna take the blame for that, Chrissy, because you have also been working on the tech issues to make sure that this particular sketching pancon happened in the first place. See, so I'll take the full blame for that, and Larry's gonna, like, when I tell Larry, like, after we get done with this, I'm gonna send Larry a message, and he's gonna probably call me and be like, what?
It turned out so good, and the video would have been great because I sketched it and everything and then did the inks. Oh, I'm so mad.
It's okay.
I have the layers.
It's okay, Chrissy. Just show the layers. It is phenomenal. You did. You made a dope piece of art. And in the long run, that's what matters. It is awesome to be able to watch all of these artists work piece by piece and see their process. Sometimes that don't happen. Here, Chrissy, you know what? How about this? Draw Mr. Krabs. And you can do this whenever, right? Pick
I'm
whatever.
too tired to keep
No, that's what I'm saying. No. I'm not saying do it right now. Draw Mr. Krabs in some kind of iteration, whatever. And we will layer that atop the video. And then they could see the both. And then they will know that if they want a SpongeBob character drawn up as something, some superhero, monster, mermaid man, and getting chased by barnacle boys, Namor, whatever. Here are 5 phenomenal artists that they can get a hold of to get that done. Oh, Loc, that's dope. This is, man, Leandro, like, I don't know what's scarier, a Frankenstein Patrick or a Thing Patrick.
A thing, Patrick.
You
He
think,
just
man?
needs moisturization.
I don't know. Wasn't Frankenstein always kind of? Well, I guess it depends on the iteration, what level of strength he was depicted with. I don't know. That just seems like a really terrible fight that I would love to watch. It would be highly amusing. I want to watch that fight. And then, just for fun, while them two are fighting, throw what Loc did over there. Captain America, Captain SpongeBob, and Patrick Hulk coming in there to try and break up the fight. Right?
Oh my God, it's Patrick Holt with a steel chair.
Right? And then, out of nowhere, to introduce the chaos, right? You throw in the Squidward Joker. Yeah? The joke word. There you go. It's the joke word. It works. It really does work, Chrissy. It works so well. It's bloody well amazing, right? To just come and introduce chaos as namorboy and namorman run in the background by.
It's a battle royale.
Yeah, they're just running in the background, not paying really attention to anything. This is an episode of SpongeBob that needs to happen, y'all. They could never do it. They would get in so much trouble. Oh, Loc, man. I can't believe you guys have. Has everyone had that experience at a con where somebody asks them for something and then it just ends up getting sold and you see it happen?
Like live there, they buy the thing and then they turn around and sell it. But
Well, I mean, Mike said he's seen stuff on eBay that day. Locke, have you seen that with your
Oh
stuff?
yeah.
A lot of the cards that I draw that people pull from the deck automatically once I like once somebody tags me on that or a friend of mine tags me on that, it's already on eBay, right?
Yeah.
So those are the kind of stuff, and I look at it and I'm like, holy cow! Somebody wants $799 for a sketch card of SpongeBob. I'm like, what the, you know, and up like top, somebody pays me like $15 a card, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
what the?
Yeah, it hurts.
It
Yeah.
does. It's the aftermarket that is just so like it's so frustrating sometimes. And yet we're like, oh yeah, somebody's yeah, right. And yet when you ask for a commission, it's like, hey, can I? You
I
know,
recently,
Oh my God, I'm
yeah,
gonna
did
go
drive
a
ahead.
over because I want to have the goddamn video.
Right.
It's like Chrissy. I'm telling you, just do layers. Don't do the same one. Ain't nobody. I'm amazed nobody picked Mr. Krabs. By the way, I really am. Like I just have to throw that out there. Like it amazes me. I figured like Squidward, Patrick, SpongeBob, and I figured somebody would like throw in Mr. Krabs because I'd say those are the four main characters of the show, right? Mm. Shiro's over here, like, let me get like with the guys that show up, 3 times a season.
Man, you know, 3 times a season, at least 5.
I mean, fair enough. I would know that. We've got the first 15 seasons over here now. And yeah, I've watched a lot of SpongeBob in my life. But yeah, like, yeah, I got a 6-year-old. What you gonna do, man? And in all honesty, it's like the more I watch it, the more I'm like, yeah, that was pretty. Then I'll start laughing at something. And he's like, I don't get it. Now I just want to, when I get him to show him all this, I'm gonna be like, look, buddy, I'm gonna explain to him the story that I just threw out on the show, and he's probably gonna find that freaking hilarious. So that more than anything is worth it because that's the thing that drives me crazy about what you guys said as far as stuff getting sold so quick. It's like these things that are supposed to, in my opinion, more than anything, be there to inspire the youth, to let them enjoy it, are being taken by people with money. And I don't know, part of me wonders, because look, I know the modern art, let's be real honest, a lot of that's money laundering, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Obviously.
I wish I was in. I was part of that. That'd be nice.
What, you want to be
Mike
part of it?
is.
Well, okay. Well, let's take it back to what I just said. Do you think there's a percentage of the collectible market that's being used to launder money?
I'm sure there is. Like
I think so. I think it's
the
possible. Yeah.
yeah.
Of course.
I was at a sketch battle where the pieces were going for auction, and someone, a corporation, was doing bidding by phone. It was live auction,
Yep.
and all the people were averaging between $400 and $600, which is still a pretty decent auction. And then one person's piece kept on getting bid up, and by then when the auction ended, the highest one with all the regular artists was like $600, and then for whatever reason, this person who won, their piece went for something like 7,500.
Yeah.
And my feeling was that it was someone's tax write-off. Someone needed something nice in the office, and they decided to drop $7,000 on a piece of original art, which should be very easy to write off as part of a business expense if it was for with the right accountant working the numbers. Yeah, man. I
There's
don't know.
there's the graded market too. That's what I feel with comic books.
Well, yeah, and that is such it's a
Yeah.
subjective
It's
nightmare.
it's
Like,
one of those things where like I see it a lot where um you get new comic book days, and you got people going, okay, well, MikeRooth is going to release a Savage Sword Conan number 10, and it's going to be a print run of 500. So better grab your copy now. It's going to be one of the top 10. Those kind of things. There's people are collecting for monetary value instead of collecting as a fan and stuff like that. And that drives, like, I walk into the store sometimes and I'm looking at um IDW or Titan Comic is trying to sell their books for $6, $7.99, while Marvel's underselling everybody because they print in thousands. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, how many? Like, my daughter doesn't even buy comic books. That's the thing, right? Because it's not. It's not like what we grew up with, where we can go into back in the 80s. I remember going in with $1. I could get a 50 cents comic and a pack of bubble gum and a pack of hockey cards, for $1. You get a lot of value for it. Now it's $4.99, $6.99. Yeah. Right.
We need to restart this whole commercial because people could probably hear Pokemon in the background.
Please check out this amazing promotion that we have prepared with the questionnaire.
I'm the Unknown Factor. This right here is the obscure fragment.
Are watching this show?
Yeah, I'll do editing
with the questionnaire.
So we've edited this awesome commercial to get y'all
90% off.
We are not giving 90% off.
No, I mean 9.
How about 20?
The only thing that you have to do is enter that code that you have right there.
9.
No, 20.
10.
How about 20?
I'm printing your comics today with Studio Comics Press.
Just use this code right here, right here, right here. Look, I put it somewhere. All right, it's probably actually right here, right here, right. It's right under your chin. It says Quest 24.
That code you gotta enter in our website, and then you will get a whipping discount of 20% in any of the items or products that we have on the website.
9.
20.
9.
20%.
9.
All right.
9.
He wants to give you 9% off. I, as well as Alfonso over there on Studio Comics, want to give you 20% off.
You can get it right there with this amazing code. Just enter it right here. Yeah, just right there. There.
Use that code over at Studio Comics to get 20% off.
Thank you very much. This is a special one for all our friends of the questionnaire.
Type in Quest 24 when you check out, man. You can figure out the percentage you'll get right then because it'll show in your order.
Yeah, right? 9% off.
It's 20%.
The Questionnaire, the best current comic book podcast existing around.
So happy to have Studio Comics as our very, very first sponsor. Say Studio Comics!
Studio Comics!
Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and do all the stuff that you have to do.
I'm the Unknown Factor with the questionnaire. Make sure you check it out.
Right.
Even more because indie artists have to print their own books, and that costs a lot per book to print.
Yeah. Because of the print run, and it's hard to compete, especially. I do a lot of indie covers for friends and fellow artists, and I do them for free. I usually ask for like 5-10 copies as comp, right?
Yeah.
And it's really tough to sell at a table when sitting next to it is something I did for IDW. People would rather grab like something with a title than Joe Schmo comic, even though it's well written or well drawn or whatever the stuff is. It becomes like that where people are either collecting for monetary value. This is where like your SpongeBob card right now. Like I went out to the card store looking for this. There's not anywhere. You got to go to like a collector store. It's $699 for a box. Like how many 10-year-old do you know? Like they like SpongeBob. They can't get into the market.
It's just that it's crazy. I mean, it's just like that with all things. Like I remember not too long ago doing a signing at a store in Windsor, and I was sitting with an artist who is a well-known sketch card artist. They do lots of stuff for Upper Deck and Tops and everybody. Really amazing artist, like really, really mind-blowing work, highly detailed, highly realistic work. And they recently had a piece of art hand drawn sketch card. They on eBay it went for like, oh man, a crazy amount of money, like almost $5,000.
Yeah, that's not
And for a card,
David, is it?
for a piece of card. Sorry,
Yeah, that's not David, right? David Duke.
David. Yeah,
Yeah, David.
and what made it so brutal was everyone kept on coming into the shop to congratulate him on the sale. And every time they did, I winced a little bit inside because I know he probably got $15 to draw that card.
He did get
And
it.
whoever was lucky enough to pull that card in a random pack, and then was like, "Whoa, I'm going to put this up for eBay," and then they do, they get that $5,000.
No.
Not the artist that broke his nuts doing it. You know what I mean?
See,
Like,
yeah.
But I think it's funny you bring up David Michael Duke.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Because this is another piece that was drawn on the show that I need to find a good. I wonder if it'd look good like right there, but it's so small you'd hardly see it. But I've really been thinking about putting this one right under your
his stuff is really awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
David and I started out at the con like Rooth, like Mike, right? We were at every con. We're sitting next to each other all the time, right? Eventually one day we like start talking to each other. Right? And that's the thing. It's crazy. I'm looking at one of my SpongeBob. People are pulling it. I'm seeing on eBay. It's like $799. Everybody's like, "Yeah, congrats, Loc. You made it big. It's $799." I was like, "No, I got $15. You guys want a commission from me?"
Yeah,
right.
And I kind of point out the fact that no, he got paid $15, and whoever was lucky enough to buy this random pack, they get the $5,000. And then the person pauses for a minute and they go, "Yeah, but still, it means his name's getting out there." And I'm like, Jesus, man, he's been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
His name is out there. People know who he is. Then his name is out there. There's no marketing left to do off the man's name at this point. He's established himself. So now that's just someone profiting off of his good name, and it ain't the guy who owns the goddamn name.
That's
like
right.
it's an unbelievable thing, but it's just the nature of the beast. It's the nature of this.
And people winch when I go, "Hey, I'll do a sketch card for you for $100." They're like, $100 for a card? I'm like, dude, my cards are being pulled for $799.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get $100 from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
My last Ronin books, like they'll show up on eBay, like raw books. They'll show up on eBay for over $500 or graded for even more. And I'm at my table, I'm selling them for $50. And people are like, "Whoa, you're charging $50 for a floppy." And I'm like, "Well, go buy it on eBay for $700 then if you want." Like, it's your prerogative. Like,
here's the thing. If you see it on eBay for that price, is it actually selling for that price? Because if you look at the reason it's sold, you'll see if it is actually selling at that price or they just pricing it that high.
Yeah, no, it's selling at that price. That's the thing that is so sad about it. Yeah.
That's the sad part.
Yeah. That's
some of
what's
my
so sad.
Star Wars cards are going for $200 and something. And I'm like, I can't even afford like the amount of cards that I draw and the paycheck they give me at the end of the day. I can't even afford a box alone.
Yeah.
Like, like the Star Wars box alone are $700-800 for a box, and in each box there's only like 16 packs, right?
Yeah.
And in each pack there's like 5 cards max. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
And
no, you hit that point where you can't afford your own work. You can't
Yeah.
afford your own stuff. Like I can't buy my own Last Ronin books. I don't have any copies myself. I mean, I'm glad I have some copies of my Batman book that came out because I can't afford to buy them. And on principle, I can't spend what retailers need to charge for that book. But that book ended up being so expensive. And then, we in Canada here, for our copies in Canada, we got hosed because we got held for like $1,200 USD ransom in tariffs. So those books got so expensive per unit that like now if I want to sell the precious few copies I have, my own costs, and I'm the guy that did the work, my own costs on those books, I mean, I'm going to need to get $40 for one of those floppies now.
Yeah.
Which is insane if I have that on my table for a floppy for $40. But you know what? The only so many were made, and this is the only one you can get in Canada from me, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like it's really unfortunate that that's the way it is, but that's the way it is.
Look, I called out my spiritual brother, right, Mr. DKB. Let me call out my brother, right? Right now, right? On what part of the problem is, right? Because he got the graphic novel, A Last Ronin, for
Yeah.
Christmas, right? And he annoyed the absolute ever loving such and such and so and so many things because I was like, that's a great piece of literature, right? That's what
Yeah.
I said. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's a great piece of literature. And
Yeah,
then
it's good.
asinine. And if he sees this, I don't care, bro. What you said was asinine. All right? Period. Point blank. And you're part of the
He,
problem of people
he didn't like.
not being able to afford their own work. He was like, oh, I wouldn't call it literature. Shut up
Well,
and
I mean, it's
yeah.
good. It's not the best Ninja Turtle story out there, but it's a pretty good one. And it was a long time waiting, so it had a lot of hype attached to it,
All right,
which I understand.
Mike, I don't care because let me elaborate on my point with the stack that was right next to me. This is literature. Yeah, this is literature. This is literature. Yeah, I just held up Battle Pope. What about it? Right? Right?
No
This
one's
is
gonna argue with that.
yeah, this is literature. This is lit oh, that's upside down. This is literature. This is
Literature.
literature. Right? Uh this is literature. This is literature. This is all it's all literature. Alright? Alright? And if you don't think so, I think you might be illiterate to a certain degree and not truly understand what literature and art is. Because you have people and I think it's strictly part man, people said they were getting mad at me for throwing comics. I just threw a whole stack of like stuff that I ain't even read. People would be furious with me right now. Like there's some collector out there that goes, did you know that copy of blah blah? Oh, shut up. I appreciate the story and the art and what it is for the essence of it. All right. It's not about monetary. Like that right there. Yeah, that's literature. Chrissy, you're right. That's literature right there. It's also a film. Just so everybody be clear. Kick back to the first episode of season 3. We're going to get way more into that. Right? But I don't understand how that's been so lost. Like imagine being a caveman, right? And suddenly some dude just picks up a rock and starts drawing on the wall and makes a picture. I like to think every caveman there went, ooh, right? Like in sheer amazement of what it was. We have become so disconnected from that we're going to
Yeah.
destroy our planet with AI. Yay! Yeah, can someone bring me Super Patrick? Alejandro, that is phenomenal. Or Leandro, that is phenomenal. Why did I add an A to the start of your name? My apologies, bro.
That's cool.
I,
Yeah.
I feel like I gotta pick up this mess of comics I got next to me.
I'm too tired to stay awake. I gotta
Man,
go.
yeah. Oh, you can't stay awake, Chrissy. Yeah, well, look, Chrissy. Tomorrow, the next day. I mean, we're gonna drop this. It's as far as y'all are concerned, it's October 30th. All right, draw Mr. Krabs and something. Do it, and then you'll get to see two things. Chrissy did. Leandro done did two things. Mike's over here airbrushing with a crazy thing, man. You can check out. Didn't we have a real interesting conversation about the Fantastic Four film? Yeah, with Tony. Yeah, check out Mike and with Tony Felice, man, on that was season 2 at the very, very end. It was a heck of a quest. Like I said, Chrissy's gonna cut out because she's exhausted because we won't get into your whole story about your trip back from Comic-Con, but really I don't know what you did to your starter, but you should not do it to the new one, okay?
Not me.
I look, that was what your starter did was hateful, all right? All right, we lost Leandro again. Leandro is just like, dude, Chrissy, leave right now before I do what I do next. So Larry isn't like, dude, I'm gonna murder you for this. Not that he's probably
Bye.
already not wanting to murder me. Have a great night, Chrissy. Don't get stuck on your way home from conventions anymore. That was bloody terrible.
That drawing's amazing, Chrissy. Well done.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
that was awesome, right? And like,
Yeah.
wait, was somebody? There's a squidward getting at it. There's madness going on, right? And again, if you want some dope art, don't go pay $600 on eBay for a freaking card. Go contact one of these artists. The information, Leandro, you able to kick your mic and everything back on? We're late for Leandro, but the information is all there to get a hold of them. You can contact these artists. Go give them $400. If you've got that $400 in your pocket, firstly, go sign up for the Patreon. It's only $2 a month, right? That's all it is, right? and second, right? Go and get yourself some dope art. That's gonna be a one of one. And I know, sure, those sketch cards are one of one. Ooh, man, and there's part of my brain that doesn't comprehend what makes those a bigger deal as opposed to actually directly hitting up the artist and getting art. Thoughts on those that deal with it?
Well, with the sketch cards, the thing about them is you're working with an official branded product, and I think people like that part of it. I think that's one of the appeals that makes it more collectible. It's got that official, DC or Marvel stamp on it. License holder's stamp, which is makes it a collectible thing for sure. Yeah. So I mean, that's I think where some of the appeal is, for sure.
All right. Well, I got issue 2 of Battle Pope right here. Could somebody pay me like 2 G's for it?
Well, that I don't know anything about values of comics. That's where I switch off my brain because the value of the comic is the experience of reading it. In my experience,
I agree. I was throwing out a random number, Mike, that was pretty high. I don't know. For all I know, that book is
I have
worth
no
more
idea.
than that.
I have no idea, man.
I don't know where the I don't know what the term is, but the collectors or the way of collecting things. Like, I remember collecting because I like a story. I collect Savage Sword of Conan the magazine when I first discovered it. My local LCS gave me a copy when I was not old enough to, you know what I mean? It's on the it had Booby, and it had Conan, it had Wizards, it's got, I
Yep.
listened to D&D, and I just fell in love with it, right? I literally go, who's this Robert E. Howard? And I found his book, and I just read it voraciously. Then you run into then I ran into what's it, John Carter. You know what I mean? The Mars series and all this other stuff, and I just fell in love with that. I just stuff, and I was finding all this stuff, and that was fun for me. That was my escape because I didn't have video games. I didn't have those things, right? It was easy and it was access and it was like a few dollars. That was the value. Now people are buying, I go into the comic book store, and the guys who are buying a lot of the variants are my age, are in, the 30s and up, right? And they're buying multiple copies, and I'm I feel like we're back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Mike, but
Yeah.
it's kind of nice. I mean, I like variant covers, and I get some gigs out of it, which is kind of nice. But at the
That's the
same
thing.
time,
It's sort of a complex relationship, right? Because
yeah,
the variant covers are literally the rust that eats at the hull of the ship of comics.
that's
But
right.
it's at the same time, it's also the place where I get most of my work.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm contributing to the long-term overall demise of a medium that I love, at least in terms of the commercial value of it or the commercial success of it. It doesn't do much to help the indie guys out there, but I buy their books too for different reasons, right? But it's no, it's a complex thing for sure. It's
Yeah.
It's a complex relationship, definitely.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
real
the
quick.
thing.
Oh, sorry, Loc. Real quick pause one more
Yeah.
time. Hopefully it's the last time. Leandro, can you kick your screen share on again? What's up? Are you good? Leandro? Exclamation point. I don't know what that meant. Oh, wait, seriously? Oh, well. I gotta fix something real quick, too. Shit.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird industry right now.
It is.
Right?
Like, I've been trying to lately, I mean, especially with well, I know you know all about the postal strike, but like with
Yeah.
being a small business operator and having a need to get my stuff mailed out and not being able to, and the options outside of Canada Post are so unbelievably
Slim.
poor that
Yeah.
it basically, like I've spent the last 3 weeks kind of in a panic, reaching out to all the different editors and publishers I've worked with in an effort to try to find work that doesn't require any mail,
Yeah.
work that I can do directly for the for the publisher. I mean, I love doing retailer exclusives. I've even done a few under my own brand, under my own name, where I've done the work and then paid for the print run and all the plate change fees and licensing fees myself, just to have a chance to put a stamp on a book. But my issue now is space. Like I can't contain all these massive print runs that you end up having to saddle in for to do these exclusive covers. So I've been just trying to either partner with stores or work directly with a company. I prefer to work directly with a company, but man, sometimes you wait a long time to get paid, just because of the
Oh
nature
yeah.
of how they do payments, right? Like Upper Deck took 9 months to pay me for 10 cards last year, and
Jesus.
I waited 9 months to get paid for a cover I did for Dynamite, and shit happens, right? So but yeah, I mean, DC paid me the next day. Like, they're all a little bit different, right? So but yeah, I almost want to only do exclusively stuff for publishers now, because the rest of it's just so risky and so unstable, and that market, that variant market is a thing that eats the guts of comics in a way,
Yep. Yep.
Let's say.
I still
Oh, go ahead, Loc.
Oh no, I mean like it's like a double-edged sword,
It
right?
is, yeah.
I need the variant cover to get the gigs,
Yep.
right? But at the same time, I feel like it's kind of like cutting away at the books. There's so many variants out there that sometimes I picked up two because I'm at this other LCS because they don't carry specific title, and I see it and I was like, oh, did I get that or did I not get that? I better grab that just in case, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I typically just buy one cover if it's a series I'm collecting, just because I like just for financial limitations. But like
yeah,
Dan Panosian does 2 different covers for a Conan book. I'm probably going to get both of them.
yeah, exactly.
It's a little frivolous thing that I do, but the thing I think that's frustrating about working for for doing retailer covers or doing variant covers
Can you
is
hear me now?
Yeah, all
Oh yeah,
right.
yeah.
perfect.
Everybody, hold on real
I'm
quick, Mike. I
talking
don't
for
mean to interrupt
several
you. Sorry.
minutes.
Leandro, can you
No, that's okay.
kick on your screen share?
Sorry?
Can you share your screen?
Yeah, let me try that.
I
I'm on the
swear.
phone at this moment
Yo,
with
give me like
Discord in my phone.
give me like 5 seconds. I gotta take a.
So the what I was saying about the variant covers, it's very often frustrating to do one, and then you sit back and you share it, you do all the things you can to try to get people to buy it or go support the store, but the publishers themselves never actually support you in that. They don't share those posts. They don't join in on your enthusiasm, because you're even though you paid them the money to do an exclusive cover, or someone paid them the money to do an exclusive cover, they're not, if people buy those covers, they're not buying the ones that the publisher's releasing. So
Yeah,
it's really comes down to business. It really just comes down to business, and the publisher's not going to help you sell your books if it doesn't put any money in their pockets. And I understand that, but it just like in the that's what's so different about that, and then the independent community where you have everyone really helping each other out and supporting each other and promoting each other, right? So it's a different game.
It's a tough sell. The other thing I find is how many the retail store used to pre-COVID or COVID, they could do a lot of the variants and they could get rid of the books. Now I feel like when Marvel or DC or some of these publishers, they want like a minimum of 1,000 copies. And how many retailer wants 1,000 copy? You know
Well,
what I
it's
mean?
like I mean, I remember like Swamp Thing, when I did Swamp Thing in 2021, back then DC's minimum was 3,000.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And
I
then,
forgot about that.
they would talk you into doing a B variant of your cover, like maybe a different color alteration or a virgin cover or something like that. And they would let you have one of those for 1,500 minimum. So now you're in for 4,500 books of the same book. Now,
and you got to get rid of them too.
I don't know any small Canadian comic book stores that can manage those kind of numbers. I mean, not for nothing, but like that Swamp Thing variant that I did in 2021, the guy who did them for, small Canadian retailer, and he probably still has 18 boxes of just that comic.
Yeah.
Now I'm down to my last, and this is 5 years later. Like I'm down to my last 20 copies myself, but he's got 17 boxes in a garage somewhere of that same comic. So it's tough, man. It's really tough. And I know with my recent Batman cover that I did, it was 4 stores that teamed up, and that's 1,000 print run. So each store got 250 copies. Now our store ended up only getting 200 copies because 50 of them were damaged beyond salability. And that just unfortunately happens sometimes.
Well, I
so
would hope,
it's a risky business.
I would hope, Mike, in that regard, they get 50 more copies, don't they? They were paid for, or they just reimburse it.
It worked that
Well,
way.
it was complex. It was complex. So what happened was they basically give you a window for which you can do that, right?
Yeah.
And most publishers, if you get your books and you check them within 48 hours or within, whatever, 40, usually I think it's 48 hours. If you inspect your shipment and they are totally trashed, then you might be able to at least get a reprint, a refund, or credit towards a future project, something like that. In our case, because the books were held for 2 weeks in the United States with a massive tariff levied on them that we had to raise money to make it happen. By the time we got those books, they had to be shipped to us 3 times.
Yeah.
So they received the damage they received wasn't actually on the printing end, it was on the delivery end. And because that 48 hours had long expired, we didn't really have a recourse to getting any kind of refund on our copies, because we were, rather than ship the books out to the 4 different stores individually, which would have made sense, they shipped them all to one store in California, and then that guy had to break them up and then ship them out to everyone else.
All right, hey,
so it meant a lot of
real quick.
Yep.
Sorry, Mike. I gotta press a button and press a button and then press a different button, and then we're gonna jump right back into this story. Why won't that button work? There you go. This stream has ended. What do you mean, Leandro?
Oh,
what is going on, man? Leandro is just.
Is there
at this point? I'm gonna blame Leandro. I'm gonna blame Leandro when I talk to Larry about the editing. Leandro. I'm just blaming you. All right, because that way I don't have to take the blame. Because if I take the blame, he might quit the show, and we really need a video editor over here. And then tell Scott to book you for your own show, because I swear that needs to happen. I don't know how Scott hasn't booked that. Oh wait, I do. We'll get into that later. But yeah, your English is fine, Leandro. I want to point out. Are you serious? I deal with Leandro. Yeah, his English is fine. His internet sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't.
I love that brutal honesty.
I mean, they don't like. What if you not know me to be brutally honest, Shiro?
You got a point.
Yeah, see, that's why there are probably some people that will never come on the show because they're like, no, that dude has no filter. And I'm like, filter? One of those was supposed to get installed? When? I think I missed that maintenance.
What I like to say is I do have a filter, but my filter is now 43 years old. I've never changed it. It's pretty gunky.
But
It doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
but Mike, that's crazy. I want to say that they did that like that. That just but
Well, I
yeah.
mean, considering the book printed in Quebec, I mean, that's especially maddening for me because, like, whenever you do a cover for a publisher, typically they will have the publisher send the artist a few comped copies. So I got 5 copies of Batman sent to me for free. And I was like, oh, sweet, they're being printed in Quebec, which means our shop will probably have them before the shops in the States get theirs, or we'll all have them at the same time. It'll be great. No, the shipping was late. The guy in the States who received them the day before the books are due on the shelf. And we basically, for a week, didn't have any way to even approach getting ours because we got levied this massive fee, which, you know, we had to factor into our cost to see if it was even worth it at that point because, you know, like it's a tremendous financial investment. And again, I didn't invest in this. I just wanted to have some copies of it when it came out, and I was going to buy my own copies because, you know, I knew that the 5 that DC between, you know, weren't going to last me very long. I wanted to have, you know, some Batman covers on my table for my next convention. And so they cost me a pretty penny to get them. But like overall, the whole investment was brutal because, you know, converting it to Canadian and everything, all the things that come associated with that, it was just a very costly affair where the store that I partnered with may not make their money back. Had a great experience doing a Batman cover, but, you know, financially probably wasn't the best outcome.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a risky business, man.
Well, it's funny because
Yeah, and going back to what Mike says too, and it's not like the DC is gonna promote it too. I wish
No,
they
that's what I
did,
mean.
right?
Yeah,
E-
there's no promotion.
yeah, there's none. I mean, you'll get a little byline in like preview or something like that, but
Yeah,
that's as much as you can get. It's
maybe like
maybe, yeah, that's
you
true.
know, it's I was lucky, and then sometimes it works the other way. Like I did last week, I posted a Vampirella winter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
And
you got
this
flight, you
is
got
the print,
hotel, yeah, you got
and this
all
is the
sorts of
print
stuff.
price.
Yeah,
This is the print price here.
yeah.
This
yeah,
$4 per print here.
Oof,
yeah.
right. It's yeah. It's I you know I'm printing a lot less.
Yeah.
And I don't want
Yeah.
to be the artist who always like tries to like catch the car kind of thing. Like this year it's gonna be, oh, fan favorite is Hulk. Next year is blah blah blah. Right. I
Yeah.
stopped doing that now, and I
Yeah.
just do what I like and I think it's cool. But a lot
I
of the
think
time
that's
it's mostly, yeah,
I think that's the
mostly
best way
enjoy.
is just to do what you like because at the
Yep.
end of the day, you can't control what they like.
Exactly.
All you can do is control what you like.
Yep.
And if you like it, and maybe that'll come through in the work, and they'll be like, "Wow, this guy really likes drawing Ben Grimm, so I want to get this Ben Grimm print." I was gonna say one thing I've discovered recently is if you have a fresh banner, like a pull-up banner, make a print of the artwork on that banner.
Yep.
Because it might just be exactly what that person wants. That banner is going to be what brings them to your table to begin with. And they're like, oh, I can get a print of that banner, and then there it is. Like I have a Ben Grimm banner right now just for fun. And I have that print available at every show, and it always sells. I usually sell out of it because, it's just a 11x17 version of the banner that's behind my head. And it works out well, I think.
Wait, Mike, is that the one you drew with Tony?
No. That was just one of many, many Ben Grimms I've drawn.
Oh, I know. Hey, but look, now you can add a Patrick Star been grim to your collection? Like, did you ever think you'd be able to say that, Mike?
No, this one, wouldn't have occurred to me to draw this on my own. No, probably not.
It's because I come up with madness. This whole show has been madness in the entirety of the time that it's run, but it is a quest. And I said this was the Halloween sketching episode, and gentlemen, I swear on my life, this quest has been haunted tonight.
Yeah, definitely was been haunted for sure.
All right. Well, before my phone decides to just fry again from the fact of everything I'm doing, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, I know, I'm taking technology and I'm trying to make it do what they don't want us to do with it, as far as just pushing it literally farther than it's supposed to, because I don't want to just watch TikToks. I want to make interesting conversations and have interesting conversations and be able to put them out there to where people can get all these perspectives from all these different artists, man. I mean, that's always been the point of the questionnaire. That, and two, I hope somebody's like a fan of SpongeBob, tunes in, sees you guys, and goes, oh, hey, I could hit up one of them guys and get some really crazy, awesome art that would only be mine, because that's what you can do with these artists. All 5 of them that were on here. I know we got Chrissy and Shiro. They're like, it's late. And I kind of agree. I got to wake up and get my boy to school in the morning. And this has been a haunted episode. And I thought I was the one haunted on the quest, not the actual entirety of the quest itself.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was so late.
Yeah,
I haven't had any company in so long that it's just I've just been sitting here chatting with you guys and enjoying it. So it always flies pretty fast. So.
Oh, Mike, I'm gonna drag you on way more as long as Larry, the new video editor, doesn't quit the show after I'm like, hey man, can you edit this? He might.
I'm sure he's gonna be.
Oh, he's gonna be thrilled. I promise. He's gonna be like, "What?" I'll be like, "Look, dude, you get to watch all kinds of people call all kinds of dopeness. Just come on, Larry. It's okay. I'll make sure the next one, and we're gonna do some things over here, and some things, and some things, and some things got to get done." But it's been a hell of a year, and a lot of transition, and a lot of change for me personally. I won't lie. If I ever release that bit where me and Loc were talking after the show, y'all might find out things that I probably really shouldn't make public, but I might just decide to, because they're kind of funny. And I'd like to think, they don't paint me in any kind of negative light, but they might paint someone else real negatively, But facts are facts, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you, for everyone out there that has taken the time to watch this quest with all the crazy edits and everything, and hopefully Larry was able to put this together all nice. I got faith in you, Larry, right? I want you to remember, the fact is, AI is terrible. Like I said, it's doing nothing more than destroying us creatively, environmentally, intellectually. Pick a manner. Like, if you're going to use AI,
it's making people dumb. It's making people dumb. They know that as a fact now. So,
right. If you're going to use AI, use it for evaluating people.
Watching videos on TikTok is very boring now. You can see who is real. Is in AI or real.
Yeah.
Sorry, in Spanish is IA, no AI.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
It is.
In English, it's artificial intelligence. In Spanish, it's inteligencia artificial. The I is first.
I got you.
Well, regardless, the word
it's
intelligence
difficult
shouldn't be
for me.
included. Yeah. It really, the word intelligence should not be included in any capacity as far as
because
within
it
that.
doesn't generate anything. It just scrapes. It just steals. It's not there's no new ideas coming from AI. There's no genuine thoughts or creation coming from AI. And
well, I don't think it's AI. I don't think it's artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is something that creates. This thing is more like a scraper. That's all it is.
It's just a theft machine.
So wait,
it's just
it's like a CEO of most corporations. So why don't we replace all of them and take away the billions of dollars that they take per year, and maybe take that money and put it towards the environment. And then what the AI is doing environmentally would be covered by the fact that you had a bunch of a-holes that were now out of jobs that technically shouldn't have had them in the first one. This is why the questionnaire will never get big, because it's like you literally just said replace all the CEOs. Yeah, I said replace all the CEOs with no hesitation because I don't care. The only other thing I think you should really aptly use it for is medical diagnosis, because if it can do it quicker and more effective than a doctor and help a doctor in their job to help people. Short of that, I don't really think it should be used. But I will say,
yeah, I mean, it's fine for medical use as long as it's not the rule of law. As long as it doesn't become the authority, then it's fine. I think for theoretical research and for theoretical discovery and application, I think absolutely let the AI puzzle out some options, but don't let it become the thing that decides that is the option. That's where we go wrong. That's where we all die. You know?
I want AI to wash my dishes and clean my house. That's what I want.
Look, you don't want no. You say that.
Give me money.
That's like my mom was like, oh, I want a Rosie, like from the Jetsons. And I'm like, eventually Rosie, if she's truly like develops true intelligence, eventually just gets annoyed at being your slave and kills you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll do my own. No, I'll do my own dishes, Loc. Just do your dishes, Loc. All right. Do not start a Terminator situation because you wanted a damn maid, okay? Jesus. Haunted episode. Loc's trying to get us all killed.
I need to find the John Jay and kill him.
Pray.
I am AI, ain't intelligent.
I swear I'm gonna do what Shiro said, and we're gonna do that. And it's gonna be a bait and switch, and I'm gonna have somebody on that considers himself an AI artist. But then again, if they go back and look at this episode, they'll be like, "This is a ploy." I don't know what this dude's inviting me on for, but I don't think it's a nice like, "Hey, AI is art" kind of discussion. I think if they've watched, So what I have to do is when I get this AI artist, I have to point them to the streaming and its effects on society and entertainment pancon that we did, which y'all should watch. It's phenomenal. And that way that I can bait them and then switch it, and then Mike, you can destroy them. And that'll be hilarious. Yeah?
Yeah. Might be fun.
I would love to watch that conversation, mainly because I'm pretty sure, like the second you started getting real heated, I'd be like, "Hold on, Mike," and you'd be like, "What?" And I'd be like, "Just hold on," and then I would just be a real nonchalant a-hole, and then that guy would leave. He'd be like, "Oh, nobody here's got my back." I was like, "You thought that? This isn't about artificial intelligence. It's about actual imagination. That's what it is. Yeah." Actual imagination, because it's important. And you've seen so much greatness. I'll be real honest. I think I need to. Oh wait, now my phone's like. Now it's like. Oh, now I'm going up in charge. I'm gonna punch my phone, y'all. I know it will do me no good, and it really won't help. But like I said, I said the episode was haunted, and something was, and now it's like doing what it should have in the first place, and not causing me issues. And what in the I'd tell y'all to send me a bottle, but the tariffs would kill y'all.
That's true.
Yeah, all three. Jesus. Look, no, man, don't even you bring up the tariffs, Mike. And look, I don't know. I mean, Leandro, you're down in Mexico. Mike, Loc, you guys are both up in Canada.
No. What? Mexico? No, I'm from Argentina.
Oh, Argentina. What the? Oh, well, look, you're even farther away.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fair enough.
Alfonso is from Mexico, I think.
Yeah, Alfonso's down. No, but he's in Canada. But he is from Mexico.
He's in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is from Mexico though. But yeah, he's in Canada.
It's curious because when I'm trying to speak Spanish with Alfonso, many words he speak with me in English, and
Oh
and
yeah.
and look weird. His Spanish look weird sometimes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if perhaps there was a slight difference as far as, Spanish from Mexico,
Yes,
Spanish
that's
from
all.
Spain, and Spanish from Argentina, as far as that. I didn't know. And look, I deal with people from too many dang places. I mean, we got Christoph, who you can just check out. It's either just coming up or it just dropped. I don't know. It depends on how things go. This was dropped October 30th. I know that, as long as Larry didn't kill me and quit. Um, I mean, come on, man. I don't want to edit this. He's gonna hear that and be like, "I'm gonna kill him." Um, and he's in Indiana. Look, it wouldn't take him that long. And I got introduced to him by the guy from Serbia. What kind of sense does that make?
It's a small world.
No, dude. A dude from Serbia who lives there, and that's where he is, should not introduce two Hoosiers. That just seems real freaking weird. All right? Like, what? I do not understand. But like I was saying, man, if you want to get into some and you guys really want to find some dope art, get a hold of one of the 5 artists you've seen, man. They have drawn phenomenal creations. Look, you can get things like whatever. SpongeBob. If you want to make, like, I guarantee if you hit them up and be like, hey man, I have this crazy idea, they're gonna give you a price. You pay it, they'll make it look cool, right? I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, as long as, like, don't get weird with it, all right? Because I've heard some weird,
Perfect.
it's like the Hawaiian shirt guy. Yeah, and the fact that I've had it, but that's a whole different conversation altogether that you can find on one of the quests Mike was on. I don't remember which one, Mike. You've been on a lot, and it's been a while, and we're going to fix that to where you're on more. But before this episode gets any more haunted, I want you all to do, like, a lot of things, really. Firstly, stop using AI, right? Period. You're helping wreck the world and the intelligence of the world, and, like, if that's your go-to, I don't just go somewhere else, I guess. I don't know, off a cliff? That sounded really harsh. I'm sorry. This is getting really cold-blooded. I feel like I just need to end the show. It's late. Oh my god, it's late, and I'm making it harder for Larry to edit with what I just did because yeah. But look, there are links in the
What time
description.
is now in there?
Huh?
What time is now in Canada?
It is
It's
Canada or Canada? What is the accent?
well, I'm not in
It's
Canada. I'm in Indiana. And anyways, they're the 51st state, or at least they will be if Trump has his way and continues to. And look, that's a running gag. I love it. Rob was like, I deal with enough Canadians that part of me is like, it would be funny because then I'd be like, look, you guys are in the same country now. Welcome to the show.
never happened.
Look, dude, I think it's more. Nah, I'm not gonna get that political on the show. That was about to get a real deep cut. Like I said, no. Look, dude, with the last year of my life, I kind of tuned out to the world. As far as like world news and all this. Every once in a while, in the past couple months, I've tuned back in, and part of my brain goes, "What?"
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, man. It's quite the thing to watch unfold. That's for sure.
Yeah, would everybody just calm down and go read a comic book?
Yeah.
Like, and here, I'm gonna wrap it with this. I am, right? Firstly, there are links in the description for you to be able to get a hold of everyone's art you've seen. And if you want some original art, get a hold of one of them or find another great artist. Look, there are so many great artists. And we've had so many great artists on the show that you can contact, right? But I'm about to make a lot of people mad with the next sentence, but I don't think I care. So it's the Make America Great Again, right? Make America Great Again. Blah, 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 right? And if you're saying that was in the 80s and the 90s, if that's the spot you're trying to get back to, which I think is a lot, I mean, it might be a little farther back than that. It might be more the 60s, 70s. You know what was way more prevalent during those time frames? Anybody? I mean, it might not have been in the movies. It might not have been in your face like it is nowadays in pop culture. But way more kids read comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way more kids read comics. Why don't we make comics great again? I love that I've seen them in Speedway recently here around town. I think that's cool. It sucks that they're $6 a pop. I wish they were 2, at 3 tops. That way, you could get parents more apt to buy that for their kid and their kid reads, right? Make comics great again, right? And maybe with that, you make people more intelligent and you can just improve the entirety of the world. That's my honest opinion. And that's a great reason, or a great part of the reason why I started this show, is because I want more people to read. And even if you
Yeah.
don't, just read. You ain't even necessarily got to read comics, but Jesus, would you get off TikTok and stop reading, right? And hit up these. And if you want art, don't be some douchebag that's gonna go and have an artist draw something and then sell it the same day on eBay, or get a card and then that you pulled from a pack that you paid $600 a box for. That is entirely unacceptable. That is entirely unacceptable. I remember buying boxes of cards way back in the day when I was a teenager for like 60, $70,
Well,
and you got like 36 packs and they all had 10 cards in them. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about comics of superheroes, but here the manga is very popular here.
Yeah.
Manga, anime. The kids reads many manga.
Oh yeah,
It's
you know what?
incredible.
It's a funny thing. I don't think anyone in the North American market of comics really has any idea just how big manga and anime based comics are. They're massive, but a lot of comic shops just stick to the tried and true superhero, big two, DC, Marvel stuff. But like,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I'm not super familiar with a lot of manga titles or manga titles. I'm not
But
super familiar with them, but there's some amazing stuff out there. Absolutely amazing. And I am not surprised that the kids are reading it. Like I am not surprised in the least, Um
mhm.
I
The
ain't
problem
seen.
with
Oh,
superhero comics, you know, Marvel, DC, I'm not sure, Dark Horse is uh, you you have many universe,
yes.
and the manga when you can choose one book with an start and with an end. But
Yep.
where when you can choose, I'm not sure. Spider-Man, you can find okay, comic number 1, comic number 2, comic number 3, comic number 1 again with another another
Yeah.
Spider-Man, and
Yep.
it's very
And
confusing for kids.
well, yeah, and that's because kids aren't brought into the conversation about about the economics and about the capitalism of comics, right? Like whenever you see a comic book starting over again at 0 or issue 1, it's because the sales just aren't there and they need to do something to jack it up. That's why, so many Spider-Man. How many Spider-Man number 1s are there now? How many Batman number 1s? Did one. Like, it's one of those things that
Many.
like I love that a book like Conan can be ongoing. I mean, Conan's on its issue 25, which is a rare thing these days, and it's going to be going on to issue 50 minimum. They know that for sure, because in the case of Conan the Barbarian, for whatever reason, the sales are getting better and better every month, and that's a rare thing. I'm not sure why that is. I think it's because the character. I think the timing for the character is right now, but that's not true for every comic. And you're right, like it's hard to know where do I start if you're a new reader, like which Spider-Man number 1 do I start with, which where do I begin.
I
um
like I
and I
like
think
this.
that's really a challenge. Yeah.
So this is what's happening, which I find that my daughter is picking it up because
Yeah.
of the price point. So DC's been releasing what they call these DC compacts, right? They're manga size and they're
Yep.
perfect.
Yep.
And this works really well because the price point themselves, they're about $13 Canadian up here, or
Right.
$15 with tax, right?
Hmm.
So these are the perfect price point because that's usually, see, it's $13.99, right? So But the thing is, Marvel has it too. But Marvel starts at $25. And I'm
Right.
like, wait a second. Why can't I just get a full-size graphic novel for $30?
Yep.
It's the
Yeah.
weirdest. I don't know what Marvel does. Yeah.
That make
Yeah.
no logical sense.
Yeah.
Like
It
Yeah.
does
I
not make any logical sense at all. But the DC ones are like I picked these up and I like my daughter's like, "Oh, these are cool." I mean, these are perfect. Like they're bite size, right? The
Yep.
only issue is to make these, we have to have all those floppies,
Yeah.
right? So that is the only thing, right? Unless DC decides to go into like you like to make this one volume, you're gonna have to have like what 30 floppies, right, to complete the
Yeah.
volume,
who?
right? Right? Because that's what they are. They're just basic the same graphic novel but printed in a smaller size. But I like the
Yeah.
price point because it's what's easy enough for teens to get into because teens, I don't know what the minimum wage in the US is, right? Right?
If I
There's
got paid the
there's,
minimum wage, I would rob my boss.
Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah.
and and for somebody to spend, $25 for a small book like this is like they have to work like 5 hours or something, right?
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, 20. You could after taxes. Yeah, you got to work 5 hours if you're
Right.
making
But
minimum wage. Yeah, it's
yeah.
five.
But
It's
in
five
the
hours of your
States,
life.
like it's 9.99 for the DC compact. So it's $10, right?
At minimum wage, that's still more an hour of someone's life. But then we get into a whole
Yes.
look. The minimum wage hasn't increased in a long time federally in
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
country.
But
That's
like the price point for somebody to
like
now collect a complete like if I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna spend $4.99 on a comic book, right? For two comic books, I can get the entire volume of Wonder Woman or The Watchmen or Batman or whatever, right? It makes
Yeah.
more sense. That's what
Yeah.
this is, right? So I see DC starting to show up. The comic books are starting to show up at the dollar store,
oh.
Yeah.
right? Which is great because I take my daughter to the dollar store like all the time because, for us to pick up comic books back in the 80s, 90s, it was the variety store, right? It was
Yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, yeah. The corner store. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See
But
what happened?
now you go in there, there's nothing, right?
Yeah, it's sad actually. It's sad that there's not easy access. I remember that. I mean, I think I was probably like 12 years old the first time I walked into like what was a dedicated comic book store. Because up
Yeah.
until that point, I was buying my comics at Max Milk or 7-Eleven or you know what I mean, whatever was walkable. You know what I mean?
Wait, now.
It's
Oh, wait. I got you topped, Mike. Like dedicated comic book store. Hell, I was
yeah,
probably
like
in
an
my
comic
20s.
book store. Yeah,
Yeah, I was probably in my 20s.
Jeez.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
believe it. Yeah, yeah,
That's crazy to think. Oh my god, I never
It's
thought
one
of
of
that.
those things. It's easy access, right? Like,
yeah,
the comic book industry is one of those things where like, okay, for me to find a comic book store, even here where I live, it's Ontario. It's in Toronto. There's almost every comic book store, every 20 minutes from me. There's enough comic book stores here, right? But for somebody like Mike who lives out like far in the boonies, like what? Your comic book store is like an hour, 2 hours away?
Well, for me, like it's about a 45-minute walk, but yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's there's a bunch. If I go into Mississauga, there's tons. If they go into Toronto, there's tons.
Yeah.
Here in Oakville, yeah, there's one that I'm going to shop at. There's two actually, but there's like one that I'm only one that I'm spending my money at, kind of deal. Like,
But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, like you have to look for a comic book store to buy comic books,
yeah,
which doesn't make sense when you should be able to directly go into a variety store or a dollar store. So instead of variety store now, I think it's better they start putting in the dollar store because the dollar store is almost everywhere. The dollar store is
yeah,
like our variety store. I always bring
yeah,
my daughter there She always grabs candy and stuff. She's in the toy section, and now they're having DC in poly bags,
Yeah,
sitting there,
that's
right?
amazing.
Yeah, and she's
That's
picking
cool.
up like the Daffy Duck and the Donald Duck. I mean, they're all reprints of stuff, but who cares? She's picking them
Mhm.
up, right? So yeah,
That's
that's
good. It's where you make new readers, man. New readers
yeah,
are the lifeblood of the business. Like,
yeah. Because I need those people. I
yeah,
need those young people to go into the store because
yeah,
I rely on them to purchase those variant covers, right?
yeah.
And like,
Hey,
there's only so many 30 and 40-year-old guys.
hey, look. I'm getting my boy right there for you, Loc. Okay,
Yeah,
we're reading Jeff the Shark. I've got him. We're on like volume 7 of Bone, I believe, which I had never
Nice.
read before, and he's been loving it. So have I. And I think it's interesting because I think that's one of those books where it's like I feel like that's a book kids should read personally. Like
Yeah.
just there's so much in there as far as just human nature to a certain degree it can
Oh
teach
yeah.
you about like I'm reading about like Rockjaw, the character. I don't know if you guys what you know about Bone, but Rockjaw, the giant mountain lion, and how when he comes in initially, it's like seems like he could be an alright guy. And then by the time you get to the next book, it's like I hate this dude. This dude's an
Yeah.
a-hole. What is wrong with this character? Why is he so morally corrupt? And it teaches you that people can present themselves one way and then it completely end up being another. You know what I mean? And I think it's important that people think about that in comics specifically and how easy it is to teach that lesson to a kid through the
Well, and that's
medium.
the thing.
Yeah.
You can use comics as a teaching medium. I mean, when I was cutting my teeth as an illustrator, I mean, most of the work that I was getting was actually for a publisher that specified in doing English for new Canadians, English for people for whom English
Huh.
is a second language. And it was literally taking boring Canadian history and converting it into graphic novel and comic book format so that it was more palatable to people who were learning to read and people who were learning about this country's history to do it with a picture book. And I did 40 graphic novels in like 5 years that were just for scholastic books, that were just for basically readers, for like for kids learning to read and kids learning about history, because a kid looking at a page of text or a whole textbook full of just words may not penetrate, whereas a story picture book with a bit of sequential action or just a bit of sequential movement might trigger something where that kid now is actually interested in whatever boring chunk of history that we're dealing with, right? And I think that there's a lot of comics out there that offer that. Like Usagi Yojimbo is one that I recommend because it literally talks about Japanese history, but it's done in an all ages vehicle where they can talk about great conflicts and great war and great battles and historical moments in the Edo period of Japan.
yep,
And yet they can handle that violence in such a way that it doesn't traumatize the kid.
yep,
You know what I mean? Like instead of having blood and gore, you have a tiny ghost that escapes the body of the dead ninja or whatever that Usagi's just stabbed with his sword. Like it turns it into more of a more palatable, kind of vehicle for that
yeah,
kind of thing too. So, and that's just one of many books that kind of take that
yep.
approach, right? So,
My
yeah,
my daughter has a learning disability. It
okay,
takes her
yeah,
longer to like if she reads a full page, it takes her like 5 to 10 times to reread it to
sure,
understand it. Like she can read the full page, but will not like it won't go in. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
I get
it
it,
has to
man.
be
Yeah.
repetitive. And we found that I picked up from Scholastic. Was it the Wings of Fire, the Dragon books,
Oh yeah,
right? She's just devouring that because it has pictures
Nice.
and it has the dialogue, and she can pick that up. And
Nice.
that is something that like comics are like, wow, we didn't know that. Even the what do you call it, the special ed teacher that teaches her all the
yeah,
time said, yeah, just get her more comics, get her more, because
yeah,
that's how she processes her stuff, right? And I'm like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, right?
for
That's
sure.
that's the kind of stuff that
It's a
I,
gateway to literacy and problem
yep,
solving and understanding. I mean, I wasn't a strong reader as a
yep,
kid. I was nervous, shy kid, but comics kind of brought me out of my shell, and comics made me want to be a better reader. Made me want, I like I can sort of look at a comic book and think, I remember when I used to buy comics and I would just flip through the pages and figure out the story without reading it. And then I remember the days when I would read the comic, but I'd only read the word balloons. Balloons. I wouldn't read the captions because sometimes they were too dense. It was too much reading. But then eventually, you read that comic again, and now you are reading those captions, and now you are getting into the whole story. And so, for me, it worked that way. Like it worked in layers.
All right.
And now there's times I'll read a comic book and I haven't even looked at the artwork. I've just read the story. I find myself in the last page going, I'm going to go back and actually look at the pages now because that story just sucked me into the vacuum. And I just read it from word bubble to word bubble to word bubble and didn't, got to the end of the book and didn't even appreciate the art. Like sometimes, that's a thing too. So,
Well, I just want to say though, Mike, like, so that really helps you with reading, but I don't know how much it helps you with history because you're sitting there like boring Canadian history. And aren't you guys responsible for like half of the Geneva Convention?
well, yeah, but we don't tend to put that in our textbooks.
Like we don't talk about that part. Like we just like
No.
like yeah.
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. What Geneva thing?
Sure, that's why you laughed when I said that.
That's
there
right.
was laws
Convention.
put in. The laws of war were put in place after Canadians entered wars, basically. So yeah.
What? I thought it was just. I thought it was like a Comic-Con. $300 for a table. You sell some prints.
Oh man.
Jesus. Imagine
What's wrong with
illustrating
a
that
few
part.
grenades of fun, my friend?
Well, I think this very weird drawing is done. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I think, fellas.
Mike, that's dope. And I think I need to wrap this show up. I was honestly like, when I got my phone working again, I was like, I really need to wrap it up before this thing like kills out on me again because it's been crazy. And I know Larry's gonna love editing this. Shiro's gonna love it because she's gonna have to make like 10 different layouts. But look, it's a Halloween episode. This episode was haunted. What can you do? But man, there's been some phenomenal artwork, phenomenal conversation. I hope you all have enjoyed this quest, right? Go get a hold of these artists, find some dopeness. Besides that, just do 3 things. See, 1, always give it that thumbs up, right? 2, always get your comic on. Besides that, have a good night, y'all. And I'm throwing my hat because it's been a show. Deuces.
Thank you, everybody, for watching
the Questionnaire podcast. Keep a listen out to these crazy guys.
I had known I would have prepared.
I don't know that I'd made that connection myself.
The Questionnaire.
Stay spooky, stay safe, stay nice.
See you on the next show.